Numerous coaches, black coaches, called me expressing how they took issue with that podcast.
It's my word to the family. I know it's been hard, but through it all, man, I promise we gon' ball.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Out the Pocket Sports on Truth.
I'm your boy TA Slash.
Like always, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in.
We definitely do. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. And remember that our voice matters too. So hit that like button for us, comment below, and let's get it.
Let's get it, man. So I want to welcome back. Also, welcome back, Mo. You know, our all-time guest. He's there all the time. We appreciate it. And we also want to welcome back
He the
Fred.
third person in the family, man, for real, for real.
Welcome back, Fred,
Thanks
on
for
the
having
show,
a
man.
brother
It's been a
back.
couple of months, man. We
Big
appreciate you
Fridge,
coming
what's
back,
good,
man.
nigga?
Man, everything copacetic, baby. I'm just saying. I'm here for the people, baby. You know I like to get amped. Shit. Good to
Let's
see
get it,
y'all,
man.
though, man. And good to
Yeah,
finally kick it with my
Right.
man Mo.
for sure,
That's
man.
right.
For
That's
sure,
right.
man. It's good to see all of y'all. And I want to, introduce Fred. I want to Right. And I want to introduce Fridge. He's going to be our new analyst on the show, man. Thanks for being an analyst and being part of the show, man. We appreciate that.
It's an honor and a
That's right.
pleasure,
I
my
welcome
brother.
the team, my
Much
All
brother.
right,
needed.
let's get it. Let's get it. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, man. First topic, man. We're going to start with Stephen A. Smith. He is saying that black coaches are contacting him, and they're mad about that podcast with LeBron James and JJ Redick going on. So I'm gonna play that video, man. We're gonna debate it.
Numerous coaches, black coaches, called me expressing how they took issue with that podcast taking place. And I think you know enough to know that that's true. Some of them felt very salty about that. We certainly are not blaming JJ Redick. You got your podcast. Maverick Carter approaches you about doing this idea. Who the hell would? I jumped at the opportunity.
Wait, can I pause you on that? They were salty because he chose to do a podcast with a white guy, or because it hurt Darvin Ham?
Because it hurt Darvin
Got it.
Ham.
Okay.
Because it hurt Darvin Ham. So any of us would do a podcast with LeBron James. Anybody who says otherwise, that they wouldn't do a podcast with LeBron James, is lying through their damn teeth. I know I would. I know you would. I know Wendy would. I know anybody would. That would be an honor for us because he's one of the greatest who have ever played, and he's a basketball savant. So we're not faulting JJ in any way for doing the podcast or for the content on the podcast with LeBron James. But at some point in time, we do have to do this, Jay. As I said to Wendy last week, we have to remember the things that we've said about LeBron James as it pertains to his brilliance, as it pertains to controlling a narrative, as it pertains to being 2, 3, 5 steps ahead of others in terms of what you're plotting and what you're planning and what have you. And then that'll raise an antenna. We knew before the podcast ever started that Darvin Ham was on a hot seat. We knew this. Now, in fairness to LeBron James, when the news came out, hell, we celebrated it right here on this show. Oh, it's going to be great. It's mind the game. They're talking the game. I mean, they're talking basketball. This is fantastic. I mean, JJ Redick's a brilliant basketball mind. LeBron James, we know what he is. No problem. But as the podcast gained steam, and then the spotlight became more magnifying for Darvin Ham, and then you saw an Anthony Davis after game 2 against Denver talk about how lost and, we just weren't on the same page. We just seemed to be out of sync, et cetera, et cetera. We saw all of these things. Then we started having the others, and not necessarily us as a show, Jay, just the industry itself. Yep. Everybody was talking about how LeBron's had all of these coaches. You've never really heard him speak up for a coach, even though Rich Paul and them would say he spoke up for Ty Lue and stuff like that. We thought Ty Lue should have got the job. The Lakers shouldn't have been in a position trying to tell him to pick his staff, trying to underpay him, all of this other kind of stuff. We looked at all of those things.
All right, I'm stop it there. Okay. Question to y'all: Is Stephen A. Smith telling the truth? Is JJ Redick a good fit for LA? And is Stephen A. capping or not? We're gonna start with you, Fridge. Let's get your thoughts on this whole situation with the podcast, the JJ Redick being the whole situation. Let's get it.
Well, the way I see it with JJ Redick, he was a great shooter, especially at Duke, right? Wasn't a great pro, but he was good. question is, as critical he is, well, it's not a question because you posed me a question. So let me answer. You don't answer a question with a question, excuse me. But what I believe is that he might be a good fit in LA, but he been on the analytical side too long. Sometimes it just don't work out.
I don't think it's ever worked out for any coach in LA with LeBron. Slash, what you think?
You see my hand?
You give him a thumb down?
Nah, You don't see my hand?
No,
Nah,
I
drop it
can't see
down a
it.
This
little
is
bit.
Yeah, bring it down.
this is what LeBron is doing.
Oh,
This is what LeBron is doing.
Waving his
the
ring.
puppet
He
on the string.
he's the puppet master, and JJ Redick is the puppet.
He's a
Hey,
puppet, okay.
He's doing this. He's doing this, and it's like, bruh, because this was premeditated, man. That's the reason why they did. That's the reason why they did the podcast together, because they was talking then. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna try to get you as the head coach, man. I'm gonna get you as much money as I possibly can. But look, man, I'm gonna be running the show for real. And he just looked at him like, yes, sir. Uh-huh. Just like Pinocchio.
he is the
That's
basketball
how,
guy,
that's how
though.
I feel about this whole thing. LeBron is puppet mastering everything.
Okay,
I
he's
ain't mad at that.
masterminding everything, huh? Okay, go ahead, Mo. What you think?
He damn right. LeBron running it all. You see, he had Jenny Bus hugged up and the other person in the organization. Man, he having it his way. I ain't at Burger King, but I know he having it his way. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know he is.
Hey, hey,
Probably with
and
Jimmy
then he
Bus
said,
too and shit.
hey, get my son too, or I'ma leave. What they do?
Yeah,
Got his
exactly.
son?
And he a free agent this year. Nobody talking about him being a free agent.
Right.
Nobody was talking
Man,
about him being a free agent.
That's why I
that's
wanted his
right.
ass to go
I
back
know
to
the streets
Cleveland,
is talking.
goddamn. That's why I wanted Cleveland to draft his son so he can bring his ass back home because he didn't
Hey,
have to go back to LA.
look, it's gonna give him a year. I think he coming back. I'm on these streets in the AK right now. Hey, that's the word. He coming back.
He ain't coming back. He gonna finish his career in LA. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
he's
Like,
done, bro. It's over, man. He ain't
You
coming
think
yeah,
so?
he
back,
gonna
bro.
finish.
You
He
think
gonna
so?
finish his career in LA.
Hey
So
Mo, I'm
He
dreaming
coming
with you,
back.
baby. I'm dreaming with you, Mo.
Hey, he coming back. Even if he don't play but one game, he might be 46, but he coming back.
I'll take it.
he gonna come back and retire.
With them old
All
ass
right.
legs,
He
get
coming
out of
Yes,
here,
back.
bro.
Lord. Bring your ass back home. See, I
Man,
love Ohio niggas who do well. I really do.
yeah, he coming back home, dog. He coming back home.
Okay, next question.
He coming back home.
Next question. Was this podcast with him and JJ Redick a shot at Darvin Ham?
Well,
I don't really know about a shot, but I feel like it was a smack in the face. Definitely. Because like and LeBron probably was like, yeah, I'm sitting with the new head coach right now. You just don't know it, mofo. And I got you Kane. That's how I feel.
and
For real, for real. I don't know.
let's talk about nepotism for a minute too, right? Who's gonna fault LeBron for doing what white men been doing for white children their whole lives, but brothers don't do for our sons and daughters? Pass it on down. If I'm in the NBA and I don't know what the business is, even if you a JJ Redick type player, little Bronny, get your money, get your
Mm-hmm.
stripes in the NBA, and do the best you can, and let me set you up. Wouldn't you do that for your child?
Fact.
Hell yeah.
All right
Hell
then.
yeah, I
Hey,
would.
If you
that's
love them,
fact.
shit.
And
Hey,
a prime example of that is Dion. He doing it with his kids, handing it
thank you
down,
very
man,
much.
making that
Thank
money.
you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you
Good
very much.
example.
Okay. Well,
That's a
back to the
great
question.
example.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring it back to the question. Is it a shot at Darvin Ham, the podcast? I get what he's doing with his son and stuff like that. That's cool. So, okay, you say kind of, sort of.
And
What you think, Mo?
it's a shot.
I
Yeah, it's
think
a
I
shot.
think it could be a lot more if you know like what they know, but what we know it might not look that much, but like a little, but it could be a bigger shot, you know.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
they always talked about the timing of it. You know, when Darvin Ham's on the hot seat, I kind of felt like, like they use Darvin Ham as a scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about LeBron,
Yeah.
LeBron
Oh
got a
yeah.
lot of flaws that the NBA has hid for years. You know what I mean? And he never takes fault with stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's always someone else to blame. You never really hear LeBron saying, "Yeah, we lost the game. I wasn't on." Blah blah blah. It's always the coaches. I mean, it's always the refs, or we wasn't that fortunate. We all hear what he's saying, stuff like that. I think it was a shot. I watched the whole interview, and it was one thing they talk about how LeBron is in the huddles with Darvin Ham, and he's not even listening to the plays. He's getting up. Darvin Ham is still talking, blah blah blah. In his interview, he talked about he kind of tried to cover himself. He's like, when we in the huddle and I call plays, and then he tried to catch himself and say, well, when we call plays, it's always been about LeBron. And I personally feel LeBron has messed up the Lakers organization, with all the things that's going on. But I have nothing against LeBron. I think he's a great player. But the stuff that they allow him to do, look at Magic Johnson. He's not even a part of the organization no more. He's feeling some type of way. This is a Laker great. He's feeling like, okay, this ain't right. I don't want to be a part of this. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
D,
I kind of feel like it was a shot, the timing of it and all that stuff. So back to y'all.
let me in, D, one time. I want to ask you personally. So you say that, right? You telling me LeBron ain't earned his stripes like Magic, like Kareem? They
I never
shitting
said
on
that.
Kareem. They
Nope.
still dogging Kareem. Where his statue over there, number one? They
Yeah.
still dogging the greatest player that probably ever played the game. And you telling me LeBron ain't earned his motherfucking position to do these types of things?
Nope. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He's earned
Okay.
every bit of, the money he's earned. He's earned all his stripes. Ron is like say he's a great player. I take nothing away from his talent. I'm just saying, I believe that they have allowed a LeBron, and it's not fair to him that he was put in this position as a young child coming out of high school. So they put a lot of pressure on him. But I feel like, he never gets the blame for anything. You know what I'm saying? When he's taking a bad shot, and brick up a 3-pointer, nobody's talking about that stuff. Why you take a shot like that when you could have got closer in to win a game? You see what I'm saying? You know what I
Well, let
mean?
me
Like,
let me sum it up for you, cuz
Hey,
this dude has a lack of aggression where he should be more aggressive. With the talent that he has, put
yeah.
Michael Jordan's brain in that nigga's body, and then
It,
we'll
it's
see
it's
what we
over.
got.
It's over. Yep, and I can agree
All
with that.
right, then.
It's a done deal. It's over.
let
You
me
know what I'm
say
saying?
this.
Like LeBron, if he activated his inner Jordan, you know what I'm saying, and just dominate. Oh man, it wouldn't be no no probably he'll just be dominant. But you know what I mean? I kind of feel like LeBron does not get held accountable for stuff that he should get held accountable for, and then they mask all these problems. By firing Darvin Ham. You went to the Western Conference Finals a year ago, lost against the champs. You went up against the champs again. You had a winning record. You know what I'm saying? With the talent and with the players you have to get there and get fired. Why is it the coach and why isn't players being held accountable? Coaches coach, players play. So that's my whole thing about it. I kind of feel like it was a shot. You know what I'm saying? The timing of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I take nothing against LeBron's game. I think he's great. He's one of all-time greats, but he needs to be held accountable too. And I'm sorry, Slash Mo, let's get it. Was it a shot? Slash.
Let me say,
Go ahead,
let me
Mo.
say this though. Hey, when do they ever put the blame on somebody, personally out there like that? It's like when Shaq and Kobe was going through it. They ain't never just put it on them, till, they talk about it years later. Penny and Shaq. It's a lot of, people that held back. Even when Kemp went through it with the glove. They wasn't arguing, but I mean, he was going through his thing with, the alcohol playing ball. So they ain't put it say, hey, he was drunk all the time. So they never really come out and say it. But they might say it in the locker room.
But
Show
also
your
too,
age, Mo. Talk about
but
Magic and Kareem. Show your real
but
age.
but
Hey.
hold up.
Yep.
But hold up. Let
Yep.
me say, but don't these players like say hold themselves accountable? I don't know too much about Kemp if he held himself accountable, but Kobe, Shaq, what I'm saying, when things went wrong, they didn't blame others. Michael Jordan, they said, we wasn't on our end game. I didn't do this. Next time we got to play better, etc. I barely ever hear LeBron say these things, and it's not like I'm making this up. We can look at it and see. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody has flaws. So
It's always somebody else's
yeah,
fault.
it's always somebody else's fault. You know what I mean? Like I said, that last game, Nobody tell you take that 3-pointer. You crossed over, dude fell. You could have took a few more steps, or even passed it into D'Lo and got it back. Took a few steps before dude got up and got a better shot. But you took that 3-pointer. It was a brick. And what happened? Who came down, hit the game winner for Murray? Hit the game winner for Denver. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And stuff. You know, we build LeBron up. You know, he's accomplished a lot, which is great. But talk about how he leads the assists and lead the league in missed field goals and turnovers and stuff. That why ain't that stuff never mentioned? You see what I'm saying? Like like I think it's just crazy. Like you praise when you do good, and you should be criticized when you do wrong. You know what I'm saying? When people criticize, just how you get better. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that it's unfair that like everybody's LeBron this and that, but everybody looks past what he do wrong. And I'm like I said again, I like everything about LeBron. He's a good, humble dude and stuff like that. Good family man. But we all get held accountable. Like when we mess up on this channel and spell bad words, don't people hold us accountable for stuff? Don't people say stuff about us when they don't? You know what I'm
Man, if you
saying?
don't get off this damn soapbox, man,
I'm, se- I'm
Hey,
serious,
because
man.
you're starting to sound like a hater a little bit. All right.
No,
uh-huh.
if you want to put it that way, I'm not hating,
But
man.
you're
I'm just
no, but thousand
Look
pause.
at it
But you're
like this.
absolutely right, bro. You absolutely right. Everything you
Yeah.
saying is correct, and you can look at LeBron's game, how he cries to the refs and everything. You can see what it is. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is this: the game is soft as hell. Jokers do the same punk ass shit. So
all
my
of them,
thing is
man.
very simple. The game has
Doncic too.
changed, and
Doncic
them
do that
niggas
shit too,
tweak
crying to
now.
the rest and shit.
Right, and
All
that's
the motherfuckers try.
and that's the reason. That's the
And the
reason.
thing
That's the
about it
reason.
is,
Yeah, and that's the reason the league. Nobody's watching games no more. You know what I'm saying? Because of this stuff. Everybody's joining up together. There's no
mhm.
competitiveness. Everybody's too friendly. So the league is suffering because of that. You look at that Bubbles finals. Nobody was watching it. Everybody was in the house. That should have been one of the highest viewed finals ever. You know what I'm saying? This year's finals,
Hold
all
on,
the
DD.
viewership is
I
down.
missed it, man. I missed the whole thing. I forgot it where it was even playing. And I
Yeah,
love Brown and Tatum and the other little brother with the dreads and the braids. They getting down.
Mhm.
I hate Boston because I'm an old school real nigga. So
yeah.
all real niggas don't like Boston except for
I
Bostonites.
remember. I
And
remember.
the brothers over there hate them too. My thing is
And I
very simple though. It was whack, and the only thing you got is college basketball. When the last time you seen on-ball defense in the NBA?
never. And then you look at the finals too.
No.
What?
This whole playoffs was straight defense.
And
This whole
it was
playoffs was
terrible.
straight defense.
If it was Isaiah Thomas, they would not have gotten that paint. Go up in that paint
Man,
on
y'all need to
James
Hold
Harden.
on,
chill,
hold
bro.
on.
All right,
Now,
go up in that
It
paint
wasn't
on
all
Dennis Rodman.
defense.
Go up
hey,
in there.
It was,
Man, y'all y'all
Slash.
tripping, bro. Y'all must not have watched the
Hey,
playoffs. And
Slash.
Willie, I
hey,
know
bro.
he didn't. He just said it.
Hey, Slash. I can
Hey,
agree with
bro.
you.
Hey,
This year's playoffs was the defense because it was a lot of teams scoring in the 80s and
This
90s.
whole
So
playoffs
it
was
was a lot
straight
of defense
defense.
in these. I can agree with you on that. I like the playoffs
what?
because of that. It was a defensive, competitive series, and you had a lot of cats crying instead of getting back on defense, giving up free points because this is the playoffs. Ain't none of this
And the
regular
ref was
season.
letting them play.
Yeah, so I get that. So you're right. You know what I mean? So yeah, so y'all do y'all agree
It's
it was
up
a
and
shot?
down defense.
So
Hey, up
Nah,
and
this whole
down
playoffs was
defense.
straight defense, Mo. Nah, this
No,
whole
no,
this whole
listen,
playoffs was
listen.
straight
Hey,
defense.
how how is it gonna be all defense when all right, they had some great defensive games, but then the next game a motherfucker lose by 30 points. I mean, where the defense at then?
I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah, you right about that. You right about that.
Thank you, Mo.
Because
You know,
it wasn't a couple
Thank you,
blowout
Mo.
games. It
is
wasn't a
it
couple
hey,
betting
but
going
blowout
on?
games, but them
but hold
dudes
up, hold
like
up, hold up. Can we contribute those blowout games to good defense?
No,
I mean you can,
No,
No.
bro, but you
Gambling.
were just
no.
having
So
bad
you
shots
said no,
though.
no.
Motherfuckers
number
be
one,
Man,
gambling.
they can
Motherfuckers
only
be
shoot from
betting.
three now. Nobody plays inside
bro,
except for two or three
I
people.
can't do nothing but laugh,
Man,
man,
that's
because the
whack.
reason why I'm laughing
All the
because
lanes is wide open. If you would have gave
y'all
Jordan those
niggas is
lanes,
old,
god
man.
damn.
Hey, man, you see goddamn
Like,
third.
bro,
Man, you
We
see that
are old though.
motherfucker.
We are old. We old school, man, and that's why we talk about.
bro,
That's why we talking about the game. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? That's why we
I'm
talk
glad we
about.
ain't together.
but
Because
man, but
I'm
I'm
gonna be wanting to
sorry,
jump
man.
Hey,
over
I'm
the
sorry.
table on his
I'm
little
hey,
sorry.
ass.
I'm sorry,
that mean
man.
old
I'm
school
sorry,
seen a lot of shit. And this new
man.
shit we ain't used to.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, man.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. So, now, let's talk about Stephen A. Smith on this topic. Now, we know Stephen A. We know Kwame Brown has been going in on Stephen A. Smith. There's a video that he came out with lately. We're gonna get into that too. Where it's showing about how Stephen A. Smith is, his whole career has been fabricated. You know what I mean? Now, with
Yeah,
this, do y'all
yeah,
believe that coaches was calling Stephen A. Smith about this podcast?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
why
yeah.
not?
Yeah, talk to
If you running this
look.
podcast and I'm a coach, I'm calling you. I know you. Calling. Like, man, back up off me,
Mm-hmm.
man, for real. Like, why wouldn't I?
Okay, so y'all agree Stephen A. Smith wasn't making this up.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
he
he
was.
gonna
Nah,
Okay.
listen. They
I don't
white.
think
He
he's
gonna
much of
listen
a
to him.
liar.
Stephen A. Smith, like he, like a lot of, like we'll get into that. We'll get in that on the next show about Stephen A. Smith and his whole career, how it got started. Kwame Brown, thanks to Kwame Brown, he brought this to our attention.
Thank you for watching Out the Pocket Sports with the Truth and TA Slash. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video.
It's my word to the fam. Yeah,